If you know me, you know I'm a huge sci-fi nut. From dystopian futures to alien worlds to even bringing dinosaurs back to life, any amount of sci-fi has my interest. When growing up, I always took fascination with cartoons that would play around in this genre. So who else but Disney would come to that need once more and deliver onto us Lloyd in Space at the start of 2001. Coming to us from the creators of Recess, Joe Ansalabahir and Paul Germain shifted their focus from the playground to the stars, where we would follow Lloyd Nebulon, a 13-year-old alien boy and his life on the Intrepidville space station. But what makes this show more interesting is that it is still a slice of life story, as Lloyd deals with at-home family issues as well as your average school problems, from schoolwork to bullies. So in a way, it's still a lot like Recess, but with its own unique spins on everything. So for today, let's take a look at what Lloyd in Space was, see what happened to it, and find out just why I, and maybe by extension you, barely remember this show. So sometime in the future after World War IX, geez, just the thought of that sounds awful, we find a collaborative universe between alien species and even humans, which are just aliens, I guess, to the other species. Lloyd, of the vertigreen race of aliens, lives with his sister Francine and his mother, Commander Nora Lee, who, like her name suggests, is the commander of Intrepidville, a single mother who balances her job with raising kids, giving her a hard balance of being strict and being caring. Disney, in a lot of their shows, live action or cartoon, heck, even in big theatrical movies, had a focus on single parent or divorced parents or parents who passed away or even parents just being absent, quite often in their works. I think for the majority of them, it added a more character depth aspect that allowed more viewers to resonate with. A lot of friends growing up had separated parents, and this vertical offered something beyond the script to lay attachment to. For Lloyd's school life, he's not the most popular, while having a nice friend group consisting of a human named Eddie, his overall best friend, who usually is the catalyst for more offbeat shenanigans that result in Lloyd getting in trouble. Douglas, the smart one of the group, he's also just literally a brain, a member of the aptly named Cerebellian species. Kurt, a member of the Blobulon species, is the less than smart, one-eyed purple giant who has the same voice of Patrick Star, so it often feels like the same character, perhaps slightly less dangerous than Patrick can get. Lloyd and his friends are still often picked on as the dorks of the school, resulting in them constantly being bullied by Rodney, a four-armed jock who is the team captain of the school's crush ball team. While an equal opportunist bully picking on most of the students at the school, he has been the main thorn in Lord's side, causing him trouble ever since the first grade. So as you can see, it's just like regular school, but in space. Sorry, couldn't help myself.
Don't go away. Lloyd in Space will be right back on Toon Disney. And now back to Lloyd in Space, right here on Toon Disney.
But the show takes these relatable stories and experiences, adding on to them with that sci-fi angle, still giving you more fantastical adventures, but still rooting its heart within the characters. Aside from being a vertigreen, Lloyd is just like your average teenager. He has wants and dreams and crushes as well, specifically Brittany, who is the captain of the cheerleading squad. Throughout the series, we see that she also likes Lloyd but keeps it on the DL, so she doesn't get lumped in as a dork and outcasted by her friends. School really was a cutthroat world. Sometimes I forget that. The show premiered as a part of Disney's one Saturday morning programming block, surprisingly receiving higher ratings than even Disney was expecting, which quickly propelled the show to have more episodes ordered by the network. Throughout its run, the show lasted 4 seasons with a total of 40 episodes. Well, really 39. The episode Picture Perfect never aired nor has been found, as it now remains a piece of lost media, although it did apparently air only in Asia in late February of 2003. We do have a synopsis though. A new kid named Derek transfers to the school, quickly becoming the most popular kid in the school due to how talented of a photographer he is. Everyone seems to like him, aside from Lloyd, who has some worries about why he needs to take all these pictures. Sounds pretty interesting. Maybe one day it will resurface. Or not, as a lot of lost media stays under the rumor category forever. Or maybe it was just an exclusive episode to that region based on the handful of episodes not being allowed to air over there. While maybe not having some heavily standout moments to make you always think of the show, some episodes would tackle more serious topics ahead of its time, as well as some fun Halloween content, you know, since this video is coming out during the season. Is Halloween an intergalactic holiday? What is space candy like? This is why I can't sleep at night.
Hey dude, you're not making a Lloyd in Space video anytime soon, right?
I literally have it coming out Monday.
Bruh, I have one coming out Saturday.
So when I mentioned some episodes tackled some topics that you wouldn't find in a majority of cartoons or kids TV at the time, well, my friend Janiac Jr. just covered one of those set episodes over on his channel. And funny enough, those Discord messages are how we both found out we are making videos based on the same property. His video is linked in the description down below if you'd like to go over and show his content some love. He always makes great work. For me, what I remember the most specifically are the character designs. I think it was that middle ground of the Recess and Lilo and Stitch look that helped keep the character of Lloyd locked in my brain, as well as a lot of the look of the supporting cast. Like I mentioned, the sci-fi setting is what gravitated me more towards this show back when it came out, personally over the team's other show, Recess. While I do enjoy Recess overall, the appeal of taking these relatable stories and placing them in an unfamiliar environment resonated with me more. While getting lost into a well-written character can work in any setting, something about showing me something I can't experience with said well-written character adds that deeper layer for me to connect with the show. Maybe some of you experience that too, hopefully I'm not alone in that, but regardless, the show left me with nice memories that weren't strong enough to recall the entirety of the show, but gave me that wanting to come back to it and see it all again. The thing I can easily see why a lot of people may remember this show in a very loose way like I did is because it didn't have those moments that had it step above the rest. There are so many cartoons from this era that are imprinted to perfection in our minds, so it wasn't easy to jump to the front of the line when looking back at the shows and cartoons you loved the most when growing up. While the characters may have been more unique than most shows, Disney had a lot more wider known alien related properties take center stage, almost in a way burying Lloyd to the back of your mind. I'm talking of course stuff like Lilo and Stitch and even Treasure Planet. Now you may be different. This could be your favorite show and you don't just barely remember it, you know everything there is. And that's great to hear that this show did leave that impression on some out there. The show ultimately came to an end in 2004. After Disney's one Saturday morning programming block was canceled on ABC, they ended up moving the show to Toon Disney to continue on. When it did end, it didn't even hit that Disney 65 episode limit rule they've had for so long, which a few shows as well never reached that limit either, despite having a good sized or even large viewing audience. It had a short second life after that, continuing on Toon Disney showing reruns of the show, until The Emperor's New School, a spin-off show based upon the Emperor's New Groove movies, ended up taking the spot. I am sure we will cover that show here on the channel sometime soon. Lloyd in Space was a fun look back on a show that I feel doesn't get enough love. Recess always seems to be remembered more, while Lloyd would bring over a lot of the same talented people to create that show as Recess was coming to an end. Something that would help is getting Lloyd in Space on Disney+. And at the time of this video, it unfortunately 2 years after launch has not been put on the service as of making this video, along with a myriad of other shows like this from this era that haven't made it there either. I think Lloyd would find a nice third life on Disney Plus if it were put on there, giving it a chance to reach back out to people who did watch the show when it aired and hopefully passing that enjoyment to new audiences just discovering it. It's a nice, easygoing show that still deserves to be mentioned in the grander conversation about cartoons from the early 2000s. While not reinventing the wheel, it's a nice twist on the already familiar, which allows you to connect with the characters while still experiencing something new to keep your interest. But let me know if you have seen the show before, as well as your thoughts on it, since I feel not too many people remember the show, or if they do, just not the specific stories and plots within the show. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more content like this. I appreciate the support. Follow me on Twitter for updates regarding my content and more. I'll be back with another video soon, but until then, later.